Hey, what's up? Welcome back to another edition of the Mandatory Live. And this one, a little bit of a special one because we're doing it on Saturday morning, which, Brian, I don't think we've ever done a live on Saturday morning. I know we've done like a couple of hits for the New York Post previewing some fights,
That's
but
true.
we've never done like a live show Saturday morning. But we felt like we couldn't just leave you hanging this week, a busy week for both Brian and I. But we wanted to make time for you guys. So thanks so much for rocking with us. Remember, if you like the content, make sure to hit that like and subscribe button. Also, follow us on our social media channels. We're at the Mandatory TKO. It's time for mandatory gossip. This is something that I've been waiting for an extremely long time. And now is the moment to pour out the tea, guys, because it's absolutely hot right now. What I'm talking about, there's some beef going on. It's between the GOAT, the greatest woman of all time, Claressa Shields.
According to some.
Yes. And Remy Ma. Now, this has been some of the most entertaining stuff I have seen all week. So let me break it down for you guys,
Please
okay?
do.
Because there are some great quotes as well between this beef. Now, for those who don't know Remy Ma, rapper went to jail after being accused of shooting someone. She did some time. Papoose, rapper from New York, waited for her while she was in the pen locked up.
7, 8
Okay?
years. Yeah.
That's a long time,
Yeah.
okay? Long time to be loyal to someone when they're locked up. Just saying Pap did it. And anyway, so Remy gets out. She has this entire glow up. She's also on like All the Way Up with Fat Joe. That was like a hot song that summer. I think that was like one of her first songs that she hopped on. They were on Love and Hip Hop and they were like all in love and stuff after she got out of jail. And things were going good. They get married. They show the wedding on like TV. They're all happy and stuff. And then like last year, there were rumors that Remy Ma was cheating on Papoose with this dude. And there's also a rumor that the way Pap found out was because he put a recording device in Remy Ma's car. And that's how he found out. So she was cheating on him first, allegedly.
Yeah. So he was suspicious. If he goes
Yeah.
to the recording device, that means he was suspicious anyway.
Exactly. Okay, so I'm going to continue to pour the tea right now. Okay, so at that point, it's like, why are Brian's like laughing at this? But at that point, it's like, why would you stay loyal to someone that you just waited for when they were in jail for like 6-7 years, and then you guys get married, have a baby, and they also had a miscarriage before their actual daughter. It was like some real like sad stuff on Love and Hip Hop, but they made it through. You know what I mean? And like you were like rooting for them, and then you find out Remy's like allegedly cheating. There's photos with her and this dude. Apparently, Pap was like, "While I was with my daughter on Christmas, this is what Remy was doing," and there's like a picture of them by like the Christmas tree. Hot stuff, guys. Now walks in Claressa Shields. So, so let me just give you a little bit of
Of
what's
all
going on here.
people.
Claressa Shields, right? So pretty much there were rumors already that Pap and Remy Ma were split. And then Remy woke up and she started putting out their text messages between Claressa Shields and Papoose. And Claressa Shields was like texting Papoose, like, yo, I feel like, you know, I feel dumb asking you for gifts and stuff. And at this time, like Pap and Remy are still living in the same house because Remy owns the house, but Pap is like, I'm not going to leave the house. And he shouldn't because he probably will get half of it because they're married. Right.
Mhm.
So he doesn't have to leave. Anyway, so Remy
And he's
Ma
been trying
goes,
to get a divorce, he says.
yeah, and he has been trying to get a divorce. So then Remy posts like all their text messages, and her and Claressa Shields have been going at it, like legit going at it, to the fact that to the point where Claressa Shields told Remy Ma, "Yo, you can come to Detroit and get your ass whooped." Brian, your thoughts on all this? Because Remy, I've never seen her use her hands. Well, she's just been alleged to shoot a gat. You know what I mean? Okay. So this is like a different type of beef, you guys. And also,
Yeah.
I just want to say, like, street fighting is so different from boxing. Like professional boxing and street fighting, right? Because in street fighting, you can like, poke someone in the eye, like pull hair, use stuff in your surroundings. Not that I know of, but that I've heard. But
50 Cent warned Claressa Shields. He said, whatever you do, don't fight her. He wrote on Instagram, she will get the blick champ.
Yes.
I
She
mean,
will get the
Remy's not
push.
gonna fight. You didn't fight Claressa Shields. Like, come on.
I would pay to see it though, yo.
Clarissa Shields,
I would pay
Clarissa
money to
Shields
see it.
seemingly hasn't denied her involvement with Papoose either. I mean, well, Remy Ma
No.
caught them on the phone together, which means like, I mean,
Pat
listen,
fell asleep and
I think
apparently
people should know, like if you don't know Papoose, like he's been a hip hop artist for a long time in this New York area, but also like in general. But he's from Brooklyn, and shit, I remember hearing about him legitimately in 2003. He had a Hail Mary song that was freestyle over, I forget which Dipset beat, but it was one of them old Dipset beats. He used to freestyle over a bunch of shit. I was there for like Head of State with Saigon, Alphabetical Slaughter. He had Born to Win on Madden like '06. You know, like Papoose is real, and he's like ill too, especially in that era. He's also a big boxing fan. Like, if you've covered boxing in this area, like in New York City, you've seen Papoose at a fight over the last however many years.
and we're gonna get some comments because he's hot and we're getting some comments. So Ryan Hong, right here. Okay, this is our guy Ryan Hong right now. Imagine waiting 7 years for that shit just to get cheated on. That's what I'm saying. Adam Hurley, new friend of the show. Adam, thanks for joining us. You're leaving comments. If this is your first time leaving comments, we appreciate you. I side with Papoose on this. She
He
was
says
cheating on him
Papoose.
first.
He said Papoose.
But or he said
I,
whatever
I think
his
it's a
name
joke,
was.
but yeah.
Yeah.
Caboose.
Nonetheless, you guys, but it's like Remy cheated on him first. You know what I mean? And she was spending Christmas with this other dude while Pap was taking care of their child. And then she wants to get mad because he's texting one of the best female boxers of all time in Claressa Shields and like dating her. And Remy's like, oh, he's got another side chick. He's got another side chick. Who cares? Like, mind your business. You cheated first. I'm on Pap's side because she's not loyal. So I feel like Pap can do whatever he wants.
I think we know too much. And I also think I mean, I don't know if Remy Ma is currently trying to figure out if he did something while she was in jail so she can get back at him.
Who
But
cares if he did though? She's in jail. Like if you're no, I'm okay. This is just realistic, right?
Oh,
So
okay.
like
Let me mute up.
if you are in jail, right? Like and you're still in a relationship with somebody, right? Like this is like really stupid. Like, do you get conjugal visits? Like, we don't know, right? Like you have to get approved for that, right? And if someone's like, the phone bill's high because it's like you have a collect call from. I don't know how it is now, right? Because now they can like hop on
But
like
you knew how it
iPads
was
and stuff.
before?
Yeah, this is not anyone's business, but not in a relationship. But I've known people that's been locked up before, right? So
I was
like
say,
that's
how much experience this is based off of?
yeah. So like I've gone to a penitentiary. I've visited at a penitentiary as a kid and like all of that stuff.
Okay.
So,
She said as a
anyways,
kid. Okay, we could leave it alone.
yeah, like a teenager. You know what I mean? Like a
Oh,
teenager and stuff like that. Anyways, so I like now they can like video call you and all of this stuff, right? But Remy got out like what,
could?
like 7 years?
Shit.
Yeah, Remy got out like 7 years ago. So by then, I'm thinking it's not as
Longer than that.
it's not as like forward as it is now in terms of like video chatting and all of that stuff. But anyway, say if you're locked up for like 7 years and you have somebody, on the outside that's like, sending you like commerce and shit like that, or like, helping you out so you can get your bag of chips and smokes or whatever it may be. Like if it's 6 to 7 years, if you don't have like conjugal visits, then you like I feel like you should just like put a blindfold over your eye and let them do whatever they want because they're still riding with you. Like how can you get mad? And especially if he's a guy. Like you expect him to be loyal to you for 6 to 7 years while you're locked up? Like that to me doesn't make any sense.
Yeah. No, I don't know what dude is not going to bust a nut in 7 years. You know what I
Ryan
mean?
said
Like
it a little bit better than I did. But
just being honest. But regardless, he held her down is, I guess, the larger point. I feel like there's so much that we don't actually know, but all I'm gonna say is I don't want Claressa Shields and Remy Ma to fucking fight each other. As somebody who's known about Remy Ma and has listened to Remy Ma for a long ass time, right? Not like intently, right? Like she's not like one of my favorite artists of all
I just
time
did
or anything like
conceded on
that. But
karaoke like a month ago, but nonetheless, keep going.
is there video of this?
Obviously not. I would not have somebody record me doing something like that, okay?
so so basically, that threw me off. But Remy Ma, like, and also if you don't know Remy Ma, like if you've heard of Big Pun and Fat Joe and Terror Squad from back in the day, and Remy Ma was on Lean Back, and Remy Ma has had her own shit too. But like, yeah, I mean, on Big Pun's album before he passed, like they were already coming up together in that way. I guess Big Pun was obviously further along because he had already established himself, but you know, he obviously passed early. But I mean, Remy Ma has been in our lives from a hip hop sense for 25-ish years at this point. Much older than Claressa Shields, but like not, I wouldn't say old, but like older. I don't, yeah, I don't want these two to have an issue. But Papoose and Claressa Shields, I mean, there's people making jokes about Papoose, about the type of women that he likes that I'm not gonna touch. But you know, to quote of all people, Joe Budden, prayers to all involved. We can be diplomatic and sort of leave it there.
Yeah, I'm
It's
not gonna
funny though.
lie.
It's
I
funny.
would I wouldn't want to fight either Clarissa Shields or Remy Ma. I would just like run into a corner and cry.
Or
You know what I
Papoose. I
mean?
don't want to fight Papoose either.
No,
I mean,
but the
Papoose, by the way, Papoose reputation as a very nice dude. Like the two times that I've had very brief conversations with him at fights, seems cool and definitely seems like he knows boxing. And these are both at PBC cards a while back. And also, like I've heard stories about people running into him and him taking photos and being a cool dude or whatever the case would be. Like his reputation is pretty like solid out here comparatively. So
No, he seems like a stand-up dude. And I'm just saying I'm on his side because Remy cheated first, and it's like she can't get mad if he goes and finds somebody else, and they're already on the verge of like being on the rocks, and she's younger, and she's like killing it, you know, like that's like a level. I can't say level up because Remy Ma is Remy Ma, but at the same time, like you're not losing in that situation if you're Pap. Like I think Remy's acting a little bit bitter. Is she not?
yeah, it should be noted also. We should probably mention this. Claressa Shields, by the way, also amid all this, had a fight announced where she's going to be defending her. If you don't know, she's the heavyweight champion now, so she has that as well. I don't know how many titles she has, but she has like a lot. Maybe the answer is all of them. But WBC heavyweight championship fight, that's going to be in Flint, so it's going to be a hometown fight. That's going to be on February 2nd. That's going to be against Danielle Perkins. Danielle
And that's
Perkins.
the fight she told Remy Ma to show up to and say, get
Yeah.
your ass whooped.
Yeah.
And that's also something really interesting about Clarissa Shields. Sorry, guys, the tea is too hot. I've been sipping it all week. There's also a movie that Clarissa Shields has coming out.
That's
Brian
true.
Destiny plays her. It comes out on Christmas.
That's
like
true.
Clarissa Shields is popping right now.
Are you gonna see that movie?
I'm gonna go for sure and see it. I don't think I'll go on like Christmas, but I'll
No.
probably see it Christmas week or something. Like I love sports movies and like boxing movies. So
I prefer documentaries, but
I do
the
too. But
reviews for this one are not bad, honestly.
I mean,
from what
I'm
I've seen.
excited. It's based on her life. I mean, anything like a boxing movie, I'm a watch. Or like a fight movie. Like if you guys, I don't know if you've watched it, but there's a series out on Netflix called The Cage, and it's about MMA fighting, and
I've
it's
heard
dope.
about this.
It is dope, and they actually
haven't
have
seen
like George St. Pierre in it, John Jones in it. Like it's legit. If you haven't seen it, I binge watched it in like 2 days. It's like 8 episodes. And I don't regret any of it doing that in 2 days. Also, that means I was not doing shit, but nonetheless.
The movie is called The Fire Inside on Christmas. That's coming out on Clarissa Shields, and like
Yo, I didn't know this. What? Ryan Hong just commented, did y'all know Keisha Cole is Virgil Hunter's daughter? I didn't know that.
Look that up. That doesn't even sound right.
Because
That's true?
he is from Oakland. So like
Is
that's
she?
crazy. Keisha Cole's from Oakland.
Oh,
Yeah,
I
and
didn't know that.
Virgil's from Oakland, like the gym that he used to train Andre Ward at. Like that's a famous gym in Oakland. But I didn't know that that's Virgil Hunter's daughter.
I just wanted to say that The Fire Inside, the Clarissa Shields movie, like that has a
Yo,
legit cast. Like
that is her biological dad. Ryan, you just blew my mind. This is
Really?
thank you for spilling that tea. Because Russie, we need to have more of the mandatory gossip. If you guys like this segment, we can do more of this. Drop the comments. Let us know if you like the mandatory gossip because we can continue to do a little bit of this every month if you guys want. It's a new segment that we're trying out that I've been trying to push for a little while now.
This is a sport that will provide gossip. Brian Tyree Henry, who, if you love Atlanta, Brian Tyree Henry is in this movie as well, which, I mean, he's probably one of my favorite actors at this point. I think, and you mentioned Ryan Destiny's in it. There's also like some other like solid actors in this. Like it's a real movie. It's not like, oh, they're just putting together some bullshit and that's gonna go straight to TV or whatever the case would be. Like I'm pretty sure this is gonna be in theaters. I
Yeah.
don't know if it's gonna be on a streaming service right away. My preference is probably to, if that's not gonna be on a streaming service right away, to wait. But
Yeah.
Rotten Tomatoes, Metacritic, IMDb, like the ratings are not bad
They
at
got
all.
some real actors in there, and apparently Ryan Destiny like legit spent time with Claressa Shields and like
Yeah.
asked her questions. Like that's dope. Like so she really got to know the fighter. Adam Hurley. Clarissa responds to me on her podcast. It's kind of cool actually. She seems cool. Let us know if you're team Clarissa or team Remy Ma. Just drop it in a hashtag below. We want to know. I'm rocking with Claressa Shields and Papoose. I'm sorry. I just have to.
I've
Remy
had,
cheated first.
other than scrums, I've had one-on-one interview with Clarissa Shields ever, and she was getting her hair braided during the interview, and
Love it.
she was hilarious, like legitimately funny. It was from a few years ago, a story that forget what, like I forget honestly what we spoke about, but I just remember it being funny. And yeah, I mean, I've never interviewed Remy Ma, so
No, no. Guys, drop your comments. Let us know what team you're on. Brian, before we get done with this, because I think we're kind of wrapped up on this.
yeah, we're
Whose
good.
team are you on? Are you on team Clarissa Shields and Pap or team Remy Ma?
Prayers to everybody involved.
Okay, okay. So he's not choosing
You want
sides.
you want me to choose sides between somebody who has been arrested for allegedly shooting
Allegedly.
somebody
Yes.
and somebody else who has every world title in boxing, and then probably one of my favorite underground rappers of the last 20 years. Like I don't make me do this.
It's crazy because I think some people are taking Remy's side too, and they're like, "Leave that man alone. He's married." But like, they're in a midst of a divorce, possibly. So they've been having problems for a
I
minute.
do think yeah, they should probably like just
Yeah.
call it at this point. Papoose, runs off with Clarissa Shields and
Runs off. This is so funny. This is like the best gossip out, you guys. I'm
I
very
hope
happy this
Papoose
happened.
is at the fight in Flint. I hope he's
Yeah.
at the fight in Flint. Clarissa
That would
Shields, I
be
expect to win that, by
yo.
the
Could
way.
you imagine if Pap walks out with her, or like like does like a song or something when they walk out? Like that's gonna be tough for Remy. You know what I mean? But I mean that's why you shouldn't cheat on your husband. Because stuff
Does,
like that could happen.
does Papoose still make music?
Yeah, I think he dropped something like
Wasn't
last year.
he was doing like an album every month at one point? Somebody, or he was
Yeah,
planning to do that leading up to his retirement. I don't know if he actually went through with that, but I mean, I remember
Papoose got bars though. Like I know a lot of people.
The Nasarema Dream was his debut album that came out in 2013. But like that was an album that was in the works for fucking ever and get pushed back, pushed back, pushed back, pushed back over and over and over again. Like Alphabetical Slaughter that came out like years before was advertising that. And also RIP DJ K Slay because he was heavily
Yeah.
involved in that as well.
And that's like big during the mixtape era too. Like that's when you were like downloading music and everything, getting the
I
DJs in
don't
the
know what
back.
you're talking about downloading music.
I mean, I don't know either. I heard.
Yeah,
I heard. Yeah. Statute of limitations. Who cares? All right, that's 10 years. I was doing it.
I'm glad you picked up on that.
Yeah, statute of limitations. So, anyways, guys, we said we weren't going to do an hour. We did over an hour because that's usually what we do. We always say that we're going to keep it tight, but we love to hang out with you guys. So if you like the content, make sure to hit that like and subscribe button. Also, still continue to leave comments. We're going to get better at responding to comments. It's just that we're also very busy with our other jobs. But nonetheless, thank you guys so much for hanging out with us on this Saturday morning. We are going to have a fight preview for you next week, because it is Usyk Fury 2. So that's going to be a very, very big week for us coming up. And Brian, any final thoughts before we get up and out of here?
Usyk Fury 2, and after that, an awards show because Naoya Inoue no longer on Christmas Eve. Very excited about not having to get up early on Christmas Eve, and I could just like get into Christmas Eve things. Christmas Eve is big for Latinos, bro. Big
yeah, yeah. It's honestly, it's. I think a lot of people celebrate more on Christmas Eve than Christmas. Maybe Christmas is for like NBA games.
For me, yes. And this year will also be football, so you're gonna
Netflix
be back and forth.
And Beyonce's performing halftime, so it's gonna be a great time.
Which game is she performing halftime for?
The Houston one. the Houston one.
I
Anyways,
have
nonetheless,
not enjoyed the Texans this year, but okay.
they
I
were
actually
they had a hot start.
I dropped CJ Stroud on one of my teams. Dropped him.
We're gonna end the show now because that's blasphemous.
He
But at the same
sucks
time,
this year in fantasy, and my team's in first place. I'm like, no, we're not
all
doing
right.
this.
Anyways, guys, thanks for hanging out this Saturday morning.
You
We'll
want to
have
know
more
who I dropped
content
him
for you.
for?
No, I don't.
Yes, you
Anyway,
do. Yes, you do. Let me tell you.
we'll do it off air. We're gonna yeah, you do. Okay, why don't you just tell people who you dropped him for?
Jameis Winston.